Hey, welcome to Feedback Def. I'm Sabby RK, the apostate music journalist, and I wanted to talk briefly about the upcoming Super Deluxe reissue box set of Deep Purple's classic album Machine Head. I just heard a few tracks off the digital advance that Rhino and Warner's sent to me, and it really struck me, so I wanted to talk about it quick. Machine Head is Deep Purple's most famous, most iconic record. It has never been my favorite of theirs. I am much more partial to the albums Who Do We Think We Are, which, funnily enough, people in the band have never liked, and Fireball. But I can't argue with why this record struck such a nerve. And so I pressed play knowing that Dweezil Zappa did the 2024 mix. And I was like expecting, well, I'll just say I was very, very struck, very impressed, much to my surprise. I was like, whoa, there's something about Dweezil Zappa's mix that highlights some of the sounds more, like more thoroughly and more fully that were already there without compromising the character of the original mix. Again, I cannot put my finger on why this is. It just feels right to me. I was expecting a remastering job, like, so I hit play and I thought that the first set of tracks would be the original mix, a new master of the original mix. And I was expecting that not to sound to my liking for some reason. I was expecting it to be like, well, maybe the original mix is thin and doesn't have enough body to translate into like the modern digital realm. So because I was expecting something kind of thin and not having enough presence, I heard the new mix and I'm like, whoa, this feels nice and round. It feels like you're walking into the music and it's all around you in 3D in a way that feels really pleasant to me. I noticed right away, pretty much a few seconds into it, I was like, whoa, this has to be the new mix. Hats off to Dweezil Zappa. You know, I'm not saying you will feel this way. I'm sure lots of people who have like known and loved and cherished that album and have heard it on the radio, Smoke on the Water on the radio, fucking, 8 trillion times. I'm sure they might be taken aback, a lot of them, but there's something about this one, a lot like the Dead Kennedys, that it just enlivens what's there in this way that feels fresh, but also completely faithful to what this work is. Of course, Machine Head and the song Smoke on the Water specifically is famous because like the well-documented story about how the band Deep Purple, they were in Montreux, Switzerland. They were about to record in a studio, but Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention were there, and somebody with a flare gun burned down the studio. So they had to scramble and do the album with a mobile recording unit in this really like weird way. They had cables going like, lots and lots of feet, and yet came up with their most iconic record in their entire catalog. And that's what the song Smoke on the Water is about. There's, of course, the line, Frank Zappa and the Mothers, some stupid with a flare gun, blah, 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 burn the place to the ground. Maybe because Smoke on the Water is so overplayed and is so iconic and is so wedged into the fabric of classic rock. Maybe the thinking is, hey, let's freshen this up a little bit. Let's move the lighting around this painting and or move it to a different room in the museum, in the gallery, just to kind of get people seeing it from a new angle and a new light. And it's working for me. I'm really, really excited actually about this in a way that I completely wasn't expecting. So I'm curious what you think about these releases. What do they do for you? Like, how curious do you get whenever someone's like, oh, we're releasing this album, it's got the original mix remastered, and it's got this new mix. Every time you take this chance, you're risking sort of going off the deep end and kind of almost marring the original thing you made. Obviously, I guess it's worth the risk. People keep doing it, and they're going to keep doing it anyway, regardless of what I say. Very curious to know what you think. The new Deep Purple Super Deluxe Machine Head is out March 29th, 2024. I may be doing some more on it and maybe discussing more of these examples on my channel. If you're into it, we'll see how it goes. Feedback Def, I'm Sabir Reyes Kulkarni, the Apostate Music Journalist. Thanks for joining me. Over and out.